All right, it's round two. It's the U.S. turn. Let's make it happen. For the buy, I have aircraft carrier, destroyer, 2 transports, a tactical bomber, 4 IPCs to take me to the next stage in my technology development and saving. 2 IPCs will be my purchase this turn. We're going to declare some war. The United States Congress has seen fit to declare war on the nations of Nazi Germany, Italy, and perhaps also Finland, Bulgaria, and other European aggressors, in addition to the war already declared on Japan. So we're going to free up the Atlantic fleet to move around now. That's what we're going to do. And we have a couple attacks this turn on the Pacific side. So let's get to those first. Here, my submarine in Sea Zone P49 is going to move to 48 and then 47 to take the free kill on the Japanese transport there. My fighter in Sea Zone in Guam is going to move with the airbase in Guam. Is going to move from 1 into P29, 2 into P21, 3 into Sea Zone P14 to attack the 3 transports that are there. And then it's going to attempt to land, if it survives, it's going to attempt to land moving into Sea Zone P6 and then landing in the Soviet Far East for 5 total moves with the airbase. So we'll see if that works out. Those will be the US attacks this turn. So the submarine in P47 is going to get that for free. However, the transport in Sea Zone P14 pairs with another one, so you will be defending at a 1 and I will be attacking at a 3. So let's roll some dice there. Let's get this nice and... Okay, my roll for a 3. Miss, your roll for a 1. Miss, my roll for a 3. Hits, your roll for a 1. Misses. So I will take out the 3 transports in Sea Zone P14, then attempt to land my fighter in the Soviet Far East. 1, 2. More non-combat moves. I'm going to take... Let me zoom back out here. The U.S. destroyer in Sea Zone P49, I'm going to move it back to Sea Zone P50, or that is a cruiser, I believe. It'll move back to Sea Zone P50. I think it's going to be all our Pacific side moves. Atlantic side. I'm going to take one of my transports. I'm going to put in artillery in it. I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to mobilize the units in Brazil. You said in your last video you use green chips to represent your 5 and red chips to represent your 10. It's interesting, that might be a better use of the chips. I still use 1s, 3s, and 5s, but I might, if I find if other people do it and it makes more sense to do it that way, I might eventually switch over to that. I am least interested in such a thing. I'm also going to move aircraft carrier from A21 to join them in A40, as well as this cruiser. I have a hard time telling the cruisers and the destroyers apart in this game. Let me make sure. No, that's a destroyer. Wait. No, it's a cruiser. It's a cruiser. And then my fighter from the eastern United States, A21, A26, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 onto the carrier there. And I believe that's going to be everything for the U.S. So So I'm going to count out my U.S. units, and I'm going to move on to the collect IPC stage. In the eastern United States, I control 2 infantry, 2 anti-aircraft guns, 3 MiG infantries, a tank. Should actually have it pointed to the eastern United States. A tank. In Brazil, I have 4 infantry and an artillery. In C-Zone A40, I have a cruiser, aircraft carrier holding 1 fighter and a transport. C-Zone P50, I have a U.S. cruiser. C-Zone P47, I have a submarine. Soviet Far East, I have a fighter. The Hawaiian Islands hold only 2 infantry. See, I think I did this last time, and I need to put my units down and then count them. I think that makes sense. I'm going to do that right now before I make more mistakes. The Pacific side is going to see my aircraft carrier and my destroyer mobilized here, like such. So that's now going to see 3 aircraft carriers, 2 tactical bombers, and a fighter docked on the aircraft carrier. That would be 4 destroyers, 1 battleship, 2 cruisers, a submarine, and 2 transports there. On the western United States, I have 2 fighters, a strategic bomber, 3 fighters and a strategic bomber, an artillery, a MiG infantry, 2 infantry, and 2 artillery. I'm also putting down in C-Zone A21 2 transports, and my tactical bomber will also go to the eastern United States. So everything else I told you should be correct, other than the eastern United States has the tactical bomber in addition to the 2 infantry, 2 anti-aircraft gun, 3 mechs, and a tank. And then C-Zone A21 has 2 transports. Boy, can that German's German, so I can't reach that right. No, you gotta be careful. I already lost that. UK and Anzac transport here, I don't want to lose anymore. So the U.S. collect income, wrote it all down so I wouldn't mess it up. Original territories, the United States has lost the Philippines, so out of the original 55, they have 53. They get a 1 IPC bonus for each of their original territories they hold, which is 14. They took Brazil, which is 2 IPCs, and they are at war with the Axis, which is 10 IPCs, which adds up to 78 total IPCs that they will collect. Moving on to China's turn. China's buy with the Silk Road open will be 3 infantry and 1 artillery. And I, once again, have no attacks for China. I'm going to move everybody back. These units will go from, what is this? Huichao to Sichuan. The anti-aircraft gun, the fighter, the 2 artillery, the 5 infantry, and the 3 cavalry. My infantry in Guangxi is going to go to Camp Blitz, Yunnan. And then I'm going to place down my new units. I'm going to place 1 infantry in Qinghai here. You see that? Yes, you can, because I don't have confidence in my pronunciation of Chinese names. I'm going to place my 2 other infantry in Sichuan and my artillery in Sichuan. So now, Sichuan is going to have 5, 6, 7, 10, 12, 14 infantry, 5 artillery, 1 fighter, 1 anti-aircraft gun, 3 cavalry. Yunnan is going to have 1 infantry. Qinghai is going to have 1 infantry. And that'll be all Chinese pieces and Chinese turn. For IPCs, they're going to collect 1, 2, 3, should be 1, right? Yep, 4, 5, 6. 6 IPCs plus 2 IPCs for each 2 territories will be 9 total IPCs. And then it'll be the UK turn. The UK, the purchase is going to be 4 IPCs for technology, 1 destroyer, 2 transports, an infantry, and a strategic bomber. And I think I've got a little bit of a spicy turn planned out for the UK. It involves a little risk. So I have a handful of attacks. I'm going to attack your fleet here in Sea Zone A37, your battleship, your cruiser, and your 2 transports. I'm going to attack with the Lucky Destroyer from Sea Zone A35. It's going to go to Sea Zone A37, attack the fleet there. In addition, my 2 tactical bombers from Egypt will attack, as well as my fighter. Each of them have 2 movement spaces remaining. And then, also joining the attack, I think, is going to be the strategic bomber from London. And so I'm going to count this out. From London, Sea Zone A20 is move number 1. Normandy is move number 2. Vichy, France is move number 3. Northern Italy is move number 4. Flies over an anti-aircraft, so I have to roll for that. Sea Zone A34 is move number 5. Sea Zone A37 is move number 6. And because of the airbase in London, it gets 1 more move. So if it survives, I'm going to have it land in Cyprus right here. So we'll see how that goes for me on that attack. That's going to be the attack on Sea Zone A37. In addition to that, I am going to send my 3 Ethiopian units. Can you see that? Barely. Let's move it down a little bit. My infantry, my artillery, and my mech are going to attack Kenya. And then that's going to be over there. Moving the camera over here. I'm going to send my 3 infantry, my tank from West India. My tank from India is going to double move through West India to Iran. My 2 fighters are also going to attack Iran with 3 movement spaces remaining. This infantry should be right here. Then I'm going to attack Thailand right here. 2 infantry from East Burma, 2 infantry from North Indochina, 3 infantry from Thailand. I made a mistake here. I'm going to take my fighter back to India. I'm going to send 1 to Iran, the other to the attack on Thailand. 1, 2, 3. It's going to have 2 moves remaining. I'm going to... Boy, that really doesn't feel like a great attack even still, because that's 7 infantry and a fighter versus 4 infantry. It's going to be a little costly on my side. I think we're going to hold till and see how it rolls out for us. And that should be all my attacks this turn. So first thing we need to do for the battle in Sea Zone A37 is, because my strategic bomber goes over the Northern Italy anti-aircraft gun, I need to roll 1 die for 1 for the strategic bomber. See if you get that hit and stop it from ever reaching that naval fight. So 1 roll for 1. That's going to miss. We still have more anti-aircraft rolls to do. Your cruiser has 3 shots to give, so it will give 3 shots, and I'm going to re-roll those right now. So 3 rolls for 1. No hits there either. So now we're just going to go to combat. You defending, you have a cruiser paired with a battleship, which is 2 for 4. I have a destroyer which rolls at a 2, a strategic bomber which rolls 2 for 2, that's 3 2 dice, a tactical bomber paired with a fighter, so it's going to be a 4, a 3, and another 3. So I'm going to have 3 for 2, 2 for 3, 1 for 4. We're going to see how this goes. So I'm going to roll my 3 for 2. So adjust the camera here. Here we go. 1 hit from the 2s. I'm going to roll 2 for 3. 2 hits there, and then 1 roll for the 4, which will miss. That's going to be 3 total hits, and that should... Oh, your transports are paired, so that's going to roll 1 for 1. So I need to roll that for you on defense. But I have 3 total hits right now. So that won't finish you up. I think a transport is going to take a hit before your battleship is sunk. So we'll go to that. You have 1 roll for 1 with your paired transport, which will hit. Very nice. And then you're going to have 2 for 4. And that'll be a hit as well. So you're going to have 2 total hits. I have 2 to take here. I'm going to opt to lose a destroyer and lose my strategic bomber. You're going to lose, with your 3 hits, the battleship's going to take a damage, the transport's going to get sunk, and then the cruiser is going to get sunk. You'll have your battleship remaining against my fighter and 2 tactical bombers going into the second round of rolling. So let's do it. Okay, I have 2 for 3. They're both going to hit, and that will finish us up there. You have 1 roll for a 4 to defend. That will hit. So I'm going to lose my tactical bomber, one of my tactical bombers, and survive a fighter and a tactical bomber. You're going to lose your battleship and your remaining transport. Okay, going down to Kenya. I have an infantry, mechanized infantry and artillery against your infantry. So I will have 1 for 1, 2 for 2 against your 1, 2. Your singular 2. So let's do it. 1 for 1. Miss. You have 2 for 2. Or no, I have 2 for 2 still. Both those are going to miss. And then you have 1 for 2 defending. Miss. Let's try again. 1 for 1. Miss. 2 for 2. Both going to hit. Then I have 1 for 2 for you defending. Miss. Okay, the British are going to retake Kenya with no casualties. Very nice. More combat. We have Thailand be 4 Thai or Japanese infantry defenders against my 7 infantry and nope, let's do Iran first. Let's go in order here across the board. You're going to have, how many is that? Is that 4 again? Nope, that's 2 Iranian defenders versus my 3 infantry, my 2 tanks, and my fighter. So 3 for 1, 3 for 3 against your 2 for 2. Okay. My attacking 3 for 1. All miss. My attacking 3 for 3. Whoop. Oh, that would have been a hit. Look at that. 2 hits there, which is enough. And then your 2 defending 2s. Both hit, so I'm going to lose 2 infantry there. Seems like a fair trade. And we'll put the British tricolor there on Iran and get some oil while we're at it. And lose 2 infantry. Okay. Now we can move on to Thailand, probably my most sketchy battle here. I have 7 attacking infantry, 1 attacking fire against 4 Japanese or Thai defenders. So I'm going to roll 7 for 1 and 1 for 3, and you're going to roll 4 for 2. This one can go a lot of different directions there. So let's see how it works out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, let's just throw that 3 in there as well. So 7 for 1, 1 for 3. It's a lot of dice to roll. I'm gonna roll all 4 hits there. That's pretty lucky. Let's see what you get for your defense rolls. One, 2, 3, and 4. You're going to give me a hit back, it looks like. Okay. Let's put the Union Jack on Thailand. Not the Union Jack, the tricolor in Thailand. Let's take off an infantry and let's celebrate our good fortune. Okay, that is all the combat. I have to make my non-combat moves now. I'm going to move my 3 infantry from the UK to Yunnan, as well as this anti-aircraft gun. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to move 2 infantry from Yunnan. I'm going to keep 1 in Burma. With that 1 in Burma, I'm going to take the transport in C-Zone P50, pick up 1 space to pick up the infantry, then 1 space to take him to Sumatra. We'll take that off the Dutch's hands. Take the battleship there too, just in case your planes want to get a little silly, although I suppose 1, 2, 3, you could have your way with such a territory as well. See if you want to do that or not. Down here, I feel at least a little bit responsible to put some ships in the Mediterranean. I'm not sure how much good they're going to do. I feel like this little fleet cluster in A52 might be better served against the Japanese now that the Italian fleet is no more. However, I wouldn't know how to split that up. These transports definitely might do some good in the Mediterranean as well. So we're going to go ahead and move them up there. The aircraft carrier will start 1 and then 2 in the C-Zone A36. These planes that attacked, that survived the attack on A37 are going to move back onto the aircraft carrier there. These 2 cruisers, these 2 destroyers, and these 2 transports are also going to join us up in A37. It doesn't look like I have any other moves to make. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Could move these planes out. I think it's a little early for that yet. Plus, I think Russia loses the bonus for not having any other allied units in its territory. And we wouldn't want to do that. So, I think we're going to call that turn. I'm going to place my units. I'm going to count out my infantry. I'm going to count out my units. And then I'm going to count out my IPCs. I think my phone's slipping a little bit in the stand. Not sure. So in Calcutta, I'm going to place my strategic bomber and my infantry here. You know, it's interesting, you place those aircraft there in Syria. I just gotta make sure they can't do anything funny yet. I'm sure they'll be getting to it soon. But regardless, in C-Zone 820, joining my surviving battleship, which has now been repaired, I'm going to place my destroyer and 2 transports there. So that'll be pieces on the ground. Let's count up some units. In the United Kingdom, I have 5 infantry, a mech, 5 anti-aircraft guns, 3 fighters, a tactical bomber, as well as looks like 2 Anzac infantry and a tank and a French fighter. In C-Zone A20 resides a battleship, a destroyer, 2 transports. Gibraltar, I have an infantry. Malta, I have an infantry and an anti-aircraft gun. C-Zone A36, just above Egypt, I have an aircraft carrier holding a tactical bomber and a fighter, 2 cruisers, 2 destroyers, 2 transports. In Egypt, I have 5 infantry, 2 artillery, 1 tank. Kenya, I have an infantry, artillery, and a mech. Iran, I have a fighter, a plane that was supposed to land. I didn't move my planes, so I have a fighter and 2 tanks. The fighter's going to go to India. This fighter doesn't have enough moves to go back to India, so it's going to go to Yunnan. I can move to Yunnan. So in India, I have a fighter, a strategic bomber, an infantry, an anti-aircraft gun, and an Anzac infantry. Sea Zone P52, is it on the map? It is not, I need to move the camera. P52, I have a transport and a battleship. Sumatra, I have an infantry. Thailand, I have 6 infantry. Yunnan, I have 2 infantry, an anti-aircraft gun, and a fighter to go along with the Chinese infantry. And that looks like all the UK's pieces to me. I'm going to count up these IPCs. Like the US, it's getting a little complicated. Things are changing hands. The United Kingdom had their original 41. They did lose a non-IPC producing territory, El Marin. I will lose that bonus. But other than that, still has everything. They have picked up Ethiopia. They have picked up Iran. They have picked up Thailand. They've lost Hong Kong. And they have picked up Sumatra. So their original 41, -3 for the loss of Hong Kong, makes it 38. Picking up Ethiopia makes it 39. Picking up Thailand makes it 40. Iran makes it 42. Sumatra makes it 44. Additionally, I will be picking up a 5 IPC bonus for controlling West India, India, and Malaya and being at war with the Japanese, putting me at 49 total IPCs collected. And that's going to be the UK turn.